What happens to the faithful believers after they've died who have lived before Jesus died for their sins?
Read the question again.
Okay, what happens to the faithful believers after they've died who have lived before Jesus died for their sins?
Okay, well they go to heaven. Short answer. they go to be with him. I mean, just like us, they're taken into his presence. It's like in Luke 16, there is the story, not a parable. There's a story of the rich man and Lazarus. And the rich man enjoys life to the fullest, eats the greatest foods, has the nicest everything. Money's no object. The poor man Lazarus is outside his gate, as it were, every day begging for the next scrap of food. But they both die. And it is not a parable. I emphasize that because Jesus introduces his parables with parabolic language. This is not presented that way. Jesus says, let me explain a story about two men. And the rich man dies and goes to Hades, and the poor man dies and ends up in Abraham's bosom. He's reclining on, Abraham's bosom. This is pre-cross. Mm-hmm. And Jesus says, this is where they both went. One who thought he had it made had lost everything. The one who was poor in earthly terms was rich in heavenly terms. And at the moment of death, Lazarus immediately went to the most intimate place a Jew could go, other than God's, it'd be right before his throne, but he's got to see Abraham right from the get-go. So that just tells you right there, at the moment of death, pre-cross, where they went. Mm-hmm. They went right into God's presence. So I think I would take her to Luke 16.
Okay.
Whoever's daughter that is.
Yeah, Jacqueline's. That's really cool.
Okay. And then the other thing is, like the thief on the cross, when the one who rejected Christ and the one who believed in Christ, Jesus told him, today you will be with me in paradise. So the minute you draw your last breath, you'll be with me. And paradise, the Greek word is paradidos, and it means trees. So you can see that heaven is adorned with beautiful forests that aren't tainted by sin. How gorgeous must it be? Mm-hmm. So the guy went from hanging on a rough-hewn tree to waking up in the middle of the glory of the trees of heaven. Mind-boggling. Instantly.
Yeah, somebody brought that up earlier today when we were doing the heart prep time. Just, when we die, well, we're going somewhere beautiful, so it's not, it's not the fear that...
Yeah, there's no rot, there's no decay, there's no disease of the trees. So everything here is just, it's pointing to that which is greater.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.